Welcome to WRIT015 Developmental English. I'm going to give you a brief introductory course tour to kind of get you familiar with the setup and design of the class and point out some initial things that will help you get started successfully with the course. So when you first log in, the first thing you'll see is the course homepage. This is where we are right now. You can get to it over here on the left by clicking on Course Home. And up at the top is an announcement tab. These will change through the course of the semester. I'll put any weekly announcements up there. Every week I will post what my office hours, whether virtual or physical, what those times will be. So for this first week of class, you can see that I will have live office hours. So during these times on Monday and on Tuesday in the afternoon, you can come to campus and physically meet with me if you'd like to. During these live office hours, I will also be logged into the course, so those will be my virtual office hours as well. Anytime I have live office hours, I will also be logged into the course, so if you send me an email or a message, I can get it right away, or we could also interact through the live course tool, which has a kind of chat room and audio capabilities. So sometimes there will be more than one announcement. You just click on the little plus symbol to expand it and to see that announcement. All right, the next thing we have here is kind of a welcome and list of initial to-do things. So watch the tour videos, which you're doing right now. Watch the rest of them once you finish this first one. Keep exploring the course, introduce yourself, and then start working on the topics in Unit 1. So what we have here on the top here is a series of steps to work through. So introduce yourself to our summer writing community, and please make an initial post in there by the end of the day on the 5th. So you can get to it by clicking this link right here or by coming over here and clicking on introductions. Either way, you'll get to the same place, which is this initial discussion room. So there are some directions on how to post and then some prompts to kind of get you started with what you might say about yourself. You're welcome to include a picture if you'd like. That's totally up to you. So you can start by hitting respond, and then as people post, you can reply and we can start to have an initial conversation to get to know each other. Right, so you come back to the course home. This next box are ways you can get to know me. So meet your instructor will link you to the same place as instructor over here, and then virtual office, same as virtual office over here. This is virtual office is a discussion forum where you can post general course questions, and you can also, I will be checking that several times a day. You can also always use the course email tool to send me an email. Next, to explore the syllabus, the course calendar, and the introduction to the course. So the syllabus, it's an agreement between you and me. It tells you what I expect of you, and it tells you what your learning goals you can expect me to help you accomplish. So make sure that you've read both of those documents. The course map, the course calendar works as a map to help guide you through the next several weeks. So you may want to print it off and use it as a physical checklist so you can check off as you work through the various topics and unit quizzes. So once you've worked through some of those things, then you can take the Yes, I Read It syllabus quiz and the student tutorial quiz. These are initial assessments that show that you've started to learn your way around the course and have started to feel comfortable with it. Down here is another example of the course calendar. So if you click up here on course calendar, you can see the document in a linear fashion. So each unit is made up of a series of topics followed by a quiz, and then next series of topics followed by a quiz. So I've done the same information over here, just each unit is in its own little box. So you can kind of have this as a master visual. You can easily visually look at the whole thing at once and see, okay, here are all of the things we're going to be working through in the course of the semester. And then the final exam will be in 3 parts. So you will have 2 portions that you complete on your own and then submit them to the drop boxes, and then 1 portion that will be a proctored final exam similar to the unit quizzes that you will have taken at the end of each unit. So let's come up and look at the intro to the class. The intro, again, you can access it right over here, is a summary of some of the things that what I would tell you if we were meeting in person on the first day of class. So please make sure you read this. I'll kind of summarize it here. So this first box talking about kind of a brief overview, what the course looks like. So we will work through a series of 7 units, and then within each unit you'll work through a series of topics. So for each topic you'll read a section of the textbook, you'll work through a presentation that I have built into the online course, you'll participate in a discussion, and you'll complete an assignment. Once you finish each of the topics for a unit, you want to make sure you finish those before the date of the scheduled unit quiz. Now if you finish all of the topics for a unit in advance of the date of the unit quiz, you can go ahead and start working on the topics for the next unit. That is fine. Because I'm going to note down here that everybody has different strengths and weaknesses as a writer. So some of the topics you might find to be quite easy and you work through them quite quickly. Some of the topics might be more challenging and you need to spend more time with. So under each of the topics, I've included links to extra explanations and practice exercises. Those will always be noted as being optional. They'll usually be listed under the presentation section and say, if you want additional help with this topic, you can go here to these resources. Those are always optional. Make use of them for the topics that are more challenging for you. And as always, you can also contact me anytime you're having questions or trouble with the topic or want more explanations. I'm happy to help. Another thing you can make use of is Unit 8 down here, the resources unit. This is a place where you can go also to get extra help with topics. Nothing in the resources unit is required. It's all just extra help and explanations for things that you want to make use of it for. If you ever find a website that I don't have linked in there that you think would be useful for the class, send me an email, let me know, and I will put it up there so that the whole class can make use of that resource. All right, remember, because we aren't meeting as a group, you want to include the hours, the contact hours in your study schedule. So what the contact hours mean is this is a 3-credit class. So if it were a traditional face-to-face class, we would be meeting together for 3 hours a week. Now, because it's an online class, you want to take those 3 hours and add them into your study budget time. So for a general practice for a class is to take the number of credits that it is and then possibly double it. So for a 3-credit course, you may want to spend up to 6 hours on homework. So since you're doing the contact hours on your own, that would mean you may want to spend up to 9 hours a week to complete the work in the course. Now, you may find that you work through the assignments much more quickly than that, but for the first week of class at least, it would be a good idea to allow yourself up to 9 hours this first week so that you get a good sense of what your working pace is, how quickly you're going to work through these. And again, some units may be more familiar and more comfortable for you, and so you may work through them more quickly. Some units you may need to take more time with. So please contact me whenever you have questions. You're in charge of your learning, but I'm here to help you and be your guide, and I'm looking forward to working with and getting to know each of you. And then down here at the bottom, I've got some best practices for an online class, some things that you can do to help set yourself up for success when working in the class. So please read through those. I want to highlight down here, communicate. One of the best things you can do is be in constant regular communication, both with the rest of your class members through the discussion and with your instructors. So if you're having trouble in taking an online class can be stressful at first, getting used to the new form if you've never taken an online class before. So please communicate with me. If you've got a question, no matter what the question is, you don't have to feel worried about a question being silly or anything like that. Anytime you have a question, send me an email. I want to work with you and want to help make this a successful experience for you. So please communicate regularly with me. All right, let's go back to the course home. So again, that is a brief overview of what you want to do to get situated with the course, the overall map of the course, and then these initial introductory videos. All right, so once you have worked through all of those, then you'll come over and start looking at the topics. And you'll talk more about these in the successive course tour videos.